identity attachments they were using by the way to pilot themselves. With that being said, these evil motherfuckers instinctively I'm going to say this right now. You know, I feel like there's some type of spiritual manipulation coming from this Maria Tavares or Paraffin. I'm trying to figure out what her name is. The minute I say Paraffin, shit just got weird. Tavares, Solana, Serrano. That's some evil shit. They the motherfuckers that's responsible for putting this shit on me. That's why I steer, you know, I don't fuck with them people. If I have to go to a spiritualist again for a reading, it's either white or black, I'm not fucking with them people at all. Because I see them for what they are. There's something not right about them. There's something not right about their derivation. I feel like this shit is trying to control me as much as it can right now so that I can never be able to fight this shit. This is just, I got to figure out how to get this shit off. I may go to a Reiki specialist, white, black, Asian, anybody but them motherfuckers. Avoid them like the plague. And I'm going to say this right now. They instinctively do not like black people. I feel like some trying to manipulate me into saying that, but that's true, considering their origin and considering what I've seen. You know, every time I see a blog post of a black person praising them or wanting to ally with them, they get violent, they get indignant, they get hateful, even though you're handing out a peace card to them. But with whites could be lamb, that's their God. Say anything bad about them. That's their God. That's why they love and worship white people. It's not like with the rest of everybody else, Native Americans, Asians. It's because their white creator God with Quetzalcoatl would shapeshift into one. That's their God. Their reptilian white deity. And I'm going to say something right now. Native Americans, Asians, don't compare yourself to them. You come from, your creator gods were sky dragons who gave you knowledge. Buddha, in a sense, helped enhance that, abridge that. They gave y'all knowledge and nature spirits. And they weren't manipulative like the Mayans' nature spirits. They were very protective. And they looked out for you. And they were wise. But nothing is stronger than black people's magic and black people. Because we come from the originators of this universe, the first settlers of this universe. It goes deeper than the Anunnaki. We're talking about the ancient Cometians, the Dudeks, which were organic robotoids sent on a reconnaissance mission to settle this universe, this plane. That's where we come from. I'm not being an ass when I say this, but I'm speaking spiritual truth when I say, as a people, we are superior to other motherfuckers. We don't have to be materially superior, but we are spiritually superior. They're aware of it, and that's why they want to latch on and cling to us, and cling to you, and emulate and steal from you, but debase you. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we go through the harshest criticism. That's why we have it hard. It's something about being directly the children of God. That got stolen from us by the Khazar Jews, who, you know, when you look at their DNA, they don't even come anywhere near from the Levant. They come from southern fucking Europe. They stole, just like what's happening with Mahikate and Zendaya and shit. They stole our legacy, our spiritual legacy. Stolen valor. Nothing against them, but I'm just rapping spiritual truth. That's all I'm doing. With that being said, I'm going to say this right now. This is some of the most evil ass motherfucking shit. It ain't like dealing with reds or evil spirits. If you're dealing with evil spirits, oftentimes those are people stuck in hell realms who got turned into demons. All you need to do is play 3517 hertz, 3571 hertz to change them back. That's all you need to do. I got to get free of this shit. That was a wake-up call when I woke up. You know, going back to this wetback bitch trying to pull me in the Santa Muerte's realm here. Wake-up call when I woke up and saw like a beaming red fucking light represent the portal to her realm outside. And here in the helicopter, I had one night the helicopter come mad motherfucking close. Right? You know, and I can hear them speaking saying, we're going to snatch you up. We're here to take you. in a very demonic manner because they've been stuck in hell realms. It's the scariest and saddest thing to hear people stuck in hell realms. But anyways, 3517 hertz, 3571 hertz to revive spirit bodies, 117 hertz, 800 hertz to revive both physical and spiritual. You can use that frequency for both because our ancestors, even if you cremated, if you ever incarnated physically in this realm, your ancestors and all of that still lives even down to the molecule of you because of DNA, physical DNA, and spiritual, your bones. Down to the molecules. No matter how long you've been dead, so you can always be revived. I actually did that for a dude who was trying to assassinate Obama and got placed in the hell realm by the Illuminati. For them, all you need is 1248 hertz frequency to get rid of him. And it revived him back to how he used to look in every motherfucking thing. Wouldn't even know the man was long dead. So frequency, they practice that and embrace that along with Shintoism, which is worship of ancestors. In the Far East, they got a lot of advanced spiritual knowledge in the Far East that, I'm going to be doing a painting based on what I saw. Just saw an executioner had entity over there. I call them necromancer demons. I believe they control the elements and all of that. And I've seen them do Tai Chi. Them in Burqa wearing entities. That's where your boy with Islam got that from. Anyways, my Cometian ancestors were showing me their civilization, and it was very advanced and looked just modern like now. So another one. With crystalline technology being used in conjunction with what Sadhguru would call inner technology, your chakras, your energy body, they would use that to teleport. They also, I believe, drove cars, or I was shown taxis, which were used to chauffeur people around if you didn't feel like teleporting. It's a lot of energy to use your own inner power. And they used trucks to build the pyramids, which were box-like and looked a lot like what they use in Japan now. This is some powerful, profound shit that I learned during this curse. We forgot that technology, that knowledge. They were trying to explain something one night about ions. And another night, when they were protecting me, I saw, I had, I guess, correlate to my insight, buildings disappearing and shit. They brought me into their realm, and they were showing Africa. They had a signpost saying Egypt and then Africans, meaning they're African, black. That's why Nefertiti showed me this when I was wearing that rebel flag. That's who we are. We ain't nothing like them fucking people with their pyramids where, killing each other, cutting each other. It was like a pock of fucking lipto back then with them people. We ain't got nothing in common with them motherfuckers. And I hate when black people having a false inferiority complex brought upon by not knowing who you are, try to fix yourselves to these fucking people. You You created them. You over them. I saw their creation. I don't need to know anything else. I knew it instinctively. I knew it intuitively, but it got confirmed. I don't need to hear or know anything else about them. Just the most evil ass shit. Demonic ass shit. I hope my parents are all right. I know they'll do something like what's going on where they hold you in their consciousness. I saw my parents going back to that August the 22nd, 2022 timeline in the Rothschild's head. Muerte Rothschild. Maria Tavares, I kept seeing her dealing with the Illuminati, going back to that timeline. These people here. Woman's high self. Use 694, 695 hertz frequency to see 1248 hertz to get rid of them. That's like the hand of God frequency. It gets rid of a lot of things. 3517 hertz as well as 3571 hertz as well as 117 hertz and 800 hertz to revive a dead body. These motherfuckers are good at hiding people in the astral plane, the Illuminati. Baron Samedi tried to find them, the real one who I was working with. And that Maria Tavares, I saw her saying the word, they discussing taking his shit. Once, the one of the spirit, well, anyways, taking our ancestral money. I just saw that too. He saw that shit. They're very hard. That Maria Tavares was taking, his astral body parts and every fucking thing. They're very hard to get rid of. I had to rebuild them. And so did one of my ancestors, Marie Laveau, and still elusive. I keep having my fucking energy body, my shit torn up and all of that shit, to where I can't get certain timelines back from within, because, just like that film, The Butterfly Effect, was showing you, timelines start from within. That's how your boy was able to internally travel from timeline to timeline and go back into the past. I learned that during this curse. With that being said, this is the most evil ass motherfucking shit. I keep hearing some evil saying, we fucked you up. Ooh, ooh. Like I said, I got to get this Maria Tavares the fuck off and all this other evil ass shit as well, so I'm free of curses. They demolished the fuck out of my Archangel Michael and everything else. And keep trying to separate me as much as they can from that timeline. I was almost, put back in by my grandmother here. In Grand Isle, Louisiana. And my mother's higher self, who, I heard they got rid of, as well as my dad's. They just took him out of existence. I don't know if it was the demiurge that did it, Yoda Baal, or what. You can still revive them. At one point, they turned them into Brill. It's like, this got to be a realm of parasites. Like, why do that to fucking good people who ain't do anything, who's the fucking victim of fucking evil people and fucking circumstance? You can use 3517 hertz, 3571 hertz, along with 117 hertz and 800 hertz to revive, dead bodies. And I know something happened, to my parents in that timeline, because very small. Her highest self when she came to me was small. So was my father's. They're not supposed to be small. And with them reaching this, they're not. They're not supposed to be small. It's just, I'm just going to say it right now. It's a lot of evil shit. It's a lot of evil shit. And I'm trying to get my consciousness together to understand exactly what the fuck is going on. Because I feel like, trying to free my parents in that timeline, I feel inundated and I feel helpless. And at one point, I was suspended from being able to use frequency. But this Maria Tavares, them people over there at the 8704 Broadway shop, I heard wetbacks were going over there talking about killing my ass off and all of that shit, buying shit from them to kill me off. That's why I don't fuck with them people. That's why I don't deal with them people. I don't let them on my Instagram. I keep them off for a reason. That's the most. This is just some evil shit. I'm trying to remember exactly what I wanted to say. I got black kyanite here. That's strange how they cut off the minute I showed that. Like some didn't want y'all to see that. I got black kyanite facing the window right there. It's like every single fucking day, I keep getting pulled out of my body by evil shit tearing me up so I can come close to dead. With these people here. This ain't no normal sacrifice curse. I mean, to wake up in the middle of the motherfucking night and see straight up red for like a minute and having roach spirit shut it down and see a helicopter, and right after the other helicopter left, which was, from what I understand, Santa Muerte spirits, it was just like in movies where only you could see it, but I was able to physically see it because of how torn my spirit body is. I saw, next thing I know, I saw another LAPD helicopter come from out of nowhere and start flying around and coming for me. And I just saw Grim Reaper looking motherfucker. That might be Santa Muerte out there. You know, that old bitch at that 8704 shop, Broadway shop, by 87 and Broadway, she the one that should be dead, not me, or near half that. This shouldn't be my fate. I shouldn't have to sleep with the light on just for spiritual protection. And to try to escape and be free of curses. You know, from what I understand, these wetbacks here set up to where I'm constantly connected to their consciousness and they can constantly maraud from it. It's got something to do with that August the 22nd, 2022 timeline. I kept hearing from the road spirits something about the Pacific Palisades, where they live in a $2 million mansion in that timeline. Use 694 hertz, 695 hertz to see. You know, from what I understand, all them fucking people here, timeline, and even beyond that, came up off of what's supposed to be my blessing. So in order for them to stay up, they got to keep me down. So that shit got to go. You know, most people, when they enter this parasitic realm, they got to give up like a few blessings, like, you know, just to be on the course, the trajectory of their life path as per their life soul contract. I never agreed to this from what I understand. There's no reason for this shit to be happening. I just felt heat when I was walking. I think there's supposed to be Santa Muerte is around where you work, walking on nails or something. I just heard from the spirit. I never asked for this shit. You know, I hear these people, you know, these women here. Why Alexander Salazar, I heard that he's barely bearing insanity. Alternately, because I'm going to tell you about the fate of Alexander Salazar. Don't worship Elegua. There's a reason why you see an old man. That's an entity attachment of him and the young boy. I heard Santa Muerte was planning on doing that shit with me at the crossroads. It's because when you've been trapped in hell realms for a long time, they take you and they split you up. And I was told that my incarnation, last timeline incarnation, I was Vietnamese, the other one Swedish. And the Swedish one was the strongest. I saw Elegua when I saw where a man was stuck in a living furniture hell realm where your consciousness is in full effect. I was told they were doing that with my father with Elegua, some shit like that. Your consciousness is in full effect, but you can't move anywhere. I was like, I'm not dealing with this evil motherfucking. From what I understand, he was a fucking wetback ass, Hispanic, spick and C-span ass fucking slave master who stole all this man's power and relegated him down to a motherfucking hell realm. Condemned him to a hell realm. And that's the most evil ass motherfucking shit you can fucking do to somebody. What I saw with him. That's why I don't fuck with Elegua, and that's what them bitches worship. I heard it alternates with Billy Bailey, Baron Samity, his higher self, Don Tolliver. He needs to leave the spirit plane because of how he got his power. And me and a couple of road spirits, you can use 125 hertz, 1185 hertz. The free people from from hell realms along with 156 hertz spirit jars. That's why I take the Eastern philosophy of not worshiping gods and all of that. You can work with somebody as an ally, as an accomplice, but never be under something. Because it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all bullshit. With that being said, looking, at his, Elegua is the victim of a power-hungry magician, Spanish. Again, I'm going to say something about them wetbacks. When y'all profess all that bullshit about y'all being European, y'all come from the Spaniards who got raped by the fucking Moors who were black. Just like your boy in True Romance would say, y'all are fucking part nigger, but I don't even want to be associated with them motherfuckers.
Sicilians are great liars. Best in the world. I'm Sicilian. My father was the world heavyweight champion of Sicilian liars. From growing up with him, I learned the pantomime. There are 17 different things a guy can do when he lies to give himself away. Guy's got 17 pantomimes. Woman's got 20, guy's got 17. But if you know them, like you know your own face, they'd be lie detectors all to hell. Now, what we got here is a little game of show and tell. You don't want to show me nothing, but you tell me everything. I know you know where they are, so tell me. Before I do some damage, you won't walk away from.
Could I, have one of those Chesterfields now?
Sure.
You got a match? Oh, wait, no, don't bother, I got one. You're Sicilian, huh?
Sicilian.
I read a lot, especially about things, about history. I find that shit fascinating. Here's a fact, I don't know whether you know or not. Sicilians were spawned by niggers.
Come again?
No, it's a fact. Yeah. You see, Sicilians have black blood pumping through their hearts. And no, if you don't believe me, you can look it up. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, you see, the Moors conquered Sicily, and the Moors are niggers. So you see, way back then, Sicilians were like wops from northern Italy. They all had blonde hair and blue eyes. But, well, then the Moors moved in there and, well, they changed the whole country. They did so much fucking with Sicilian women, huh? That they changed the whole bloodline forever. That's why blonde hair and blue eyes became black hair and dark skin. You know, it's absolutely amazing to me to think that to this day, hundreds of years later, that Sicilians still carry that nigger gene. Now this, I'm quoting history. It's written. It's a fact. It's written.
I love this guy.
No. Your ancestors are niggers. Hey. Yeah. And your great-great-great-great-grandmother fucked a nigger. Oh, yeah. And she had a half-nigger kid. Now, if that's a fact, tell me, am I lying? 'Cause you're part eggplant.
No!
Hey.
You're a cantaloupe. Beautiful. I haven't killed anybody since 1984. Go to this comedian's son's apartment, come back with something that tells me where that asshole went, so I can wipe this egg off my face.
Che succede?
I turisti che tutti i siciliani sono lì, e dove c'è su marzo.
Look at her, bro. Man, get the fuck away. Look, you a demonic dementia robot. Get the fuck away from me. My Cometian ancestors made you. You were created to be fucking slaves by the reptilians. Get the fuck away from me. You as inferior as they fucking come. That's how I view them, as just there. With that being said, that's why I don't believe in worshiping gods and shit. Anything outside of me. You the true God. Baron Samedi and them got consent to be God. But not that Santa Muerte shit. That shit gotta go. I was told on the soul consciousness level or something, in that original timeline they got rid of Santa Muerte and their consciousness felt less dreary. They were more open, lucid, happier. A lot more light came in. That's some scary shit to have that shit attached to your oversoul consciousness, because you're binded. And you don't want that. Make America great again. I heard in the spirit plane, she'll go around trying to induct different people. I've heard Patrick Swayze, I got me. This wetback bitch trying to turn me into some motherfucking leg wash shit. And I'll end your whole fucking oversoul consciousness if need be. Because I'm not a big fan of them motherfuckers to begin with. I got this with Zendaya and with this Hike shit. Take all your spiritual powers. You can use 446 hertz to get your shit back. And put you into a hell realm. And feed off of you. While they take your spiritual powers and use that to exalt themselves. You stuck in a hell, like I saw with Elegua. Hell no. I'm not playing that shit. That's why I say I take an Eastern philosophy towards seeing everything. Frequency and vibration are the only truths. Energy is the only truth. All that other bullshit outside of ancestors. Again, that's an ally or an accomplice. I don't call that a god. Knowing what I know about the Galactic Federation,